What up? What's up? What's up? Let's see who's with me. Maggie's here. What's going on, everybody? If you do want to be on on the panel, or if you want to like talk back to me, shoot me your email address below on the chat. Let me enable the chat. So the chat's enabled, but if you do want to talk back and forth, you have questions. If you got questions about anything, like I said, this is just a night, Tuesday night. I give you my time. Marlon gives us his time in the car on the drive home.
I just landed in Atlanta, being in Miami for 6 days, picking up my daughter from dance. So,
Dude.
I'm 2 points from back.
In Miami, man. That's what's wrong with you.
Huh?
Hey, that's what's wrong with you. You're hanging out in Miami.
Man, I was doing work 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and the rest other 5 days, 24 hours and 5 minutes, I was at the beach.
Let me get something straight. I've seen you work. I know what your work consists of. Hey, but again, hey, if you're on this webinar, then
Okay, turn your music back on.
if you're on this webinar, I'm here to answer questions, tell you stuff. If you need me to show you around the back office, if you need me to show you something on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, hell, I may not know the answer, but at least I can tell you how to find it. Damn it. So take this time, like I said, 30, 45 minutes of just me. Just ask me anything you want. I'll show you whatever you want. Chances are you got questions about something that, that's keeping you in a place, that you don't want to be in. So yeah, make sure you ask them. So I see Lavetta and Maggie. I know there's probably some people that will get on here in a second.
Hey Ryan, I have a question. It's not for me, but it may be for somebody else out there.
Okay.
How do you get people from offline onto the phone? And the only reason I'm asking this question because I asked this question to you months ago, and I learned it, and now I get people on the phone. So I know there's some people out there that are excited. They need to watch the Live the Dream Within, or just are all into MLSP, and they want to know how to get people on the phone.
Okay. Now you're talking like just how do I make that transition to the phone, that kind of thing, or how do I get somebody that I met like?
Yeah, how do you make that transition from we've been talking back and forth, and now it's time to go for the kill. No, I'm just joking. Now it's time to take them offline. How do you make that transition from offline to the phone?
Okay, cool. So Ray Higdon always taught BIC or BIC, and what that stands for is break in communication. And that break in communication is something where if you're having a conversation with somebody and you're texting and the conversation is going well, I want a break in communication. So I'm looking to say something like, hey, I got to run, I got a meeting, I got a phone call. Hey, what's your number? I'll give you a call when I have a chance. Okay, here's mine. What's your number? I'll give you a shout. We'll finish this conversation when I have a chance. Okay, and then they're going to give you their number 9 times out of 10 because you've built some rapport, and they know that they probably need to hop on the phone with you to make this dialogue more effective. So then you're just going to schedule an appointment. And you're going to let them know, say, hey, I've got it's really the Eric Worre thing. I haven't read GoPro in God knows how long, but it literally that's exactly what I do. It's like, all right, cool. I've got 12 and 4. Which one works better for you? And but you gotta know what the problem is first, and you've got to be in a place where you know the problem, and you know for sure you can like help them solve that problem, and they know for sure you could probably help them solve that problem too. So now it's a mutual thing. They got to get on the phone with you. They're gonna want to get on the phone with you. You just got to seem busy. You got to have a little bit of sense of urgency, and you got to do it. you gotta just say, hey, look, let's hop on the phone. You got to break that communication and get them on the phone. And if you go out there and you do it, and you get people on the phone, you have a goal to get people on the phone. Um, you'll close more people. You'll do more three-way calls. You'll sell more products because people can hear it in your voice. They can test your sincerity, and they can feel your energy, and it goes so far. So I did some coaching. I had a lot of coaching calls today, and a lot of people are avoiding the phone. So I appreciate you asking that question, dude, because I think there's a lot of people out there avoiding the phone. And if you embrace the phone and go out there and make outbound calls, and I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it. I'm about to reach out to a group of chiropractors and dentists and and lawyers and gym owners and private contractors. I'm gonna have to pick up the phone, and it's just one of those things where it's you go through times where you go into grind mode, and you pick up the phone, and you go out and try to help people. Sometimes you may not be in grind mode. You could be in cultivating mode where you're on the phone with people that you're trying to build, and you're trying to build that person. You know, chances are you're going to be on the phone sometime, either closing or building a person. And I was doing it both times today on the phone with people, helping, like, how can I build this person up? And that's the whole deal. So if so Marlon brought it up, but if you're here, there's not a ton of people here, but if you are here, you're here for a reason. You're here to get some things. Are you getting people on the phone? And if not, um, are you trying to get people on the phone? It's not working. Fill me in. The chat's open, but Marlon did bring up a good point. So if you're not getting people on the phone, you want to get more people on the phone. Let's talk about it, and let's help you get more people on the phone, because it'll help you make more money, and it'll help you help more people. So, anybody? Was that kind of what I told you before, Marlon? I don't know. I could have
Yeah, it is. Because I was watching really grow, and I was like, well, what is he doing? He said, well, you got to get people on the phone. So I just started asking people for their numbers. And
yeah.
one thing that really helped me is I watched a couple of the Higdon's trainings about how they get people on the phone. Like top 6 questions and things of that nature.
Right.
And one thing I just started doing is say, hey, I definitely want to speak to you more about this. Here's my number. What's your number? So I know who's calling.
Yeah, classic Jessica Higdon.
Man, classic, and it works every time. Every
Mm-hmm.
time. And either when you're on the phone, you can definitely find out more about what they need, and sometimes it's MLSP, sometimes it's your business. Man, I've recruited so many individuals, and the pipeline opens up as well too. So I just ask for the number. I just ask, and most times if the conversation is good, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you on here are good, at connecting with people, they'll give it to you, because it's finding somebody that wants to help them. And the only way they know they're gonna get more help is if they learn more about you. So I just started asking, hey, let me get your number.
Yeah.
And it definitely works. So, but yeah, what you told me is exactly that. I just started doing it, and it's one thing that helped me get to L1, and I'm 2 points from L2, so it definitely works.
And you've been crushing your MLM, so
yeah, man, it's crazy, man. I have a presentation with a pastor who's over a few church organizations of about 5,000 people. He wants to know how can this help them raise money. I was like, excuse me.
Yeah.
So it's definitely helping in my business as well too, and then we have more people who are getting into MLSP through the business. It's crazy, man.
Right.
So it can
The
definitely
cycle,
happen.
it's an awesome cycle.
It is.
I just got a testimonial from a guy where he's building his MLM. He's building an MLSP for people that say no to his MLM, but then the ones that say yes to his MLM are coming into MLSP too. So it's a beautiful thing, man, when a cycle works like that. You just gotta build it. So yeah, good stuff. Ask for the number. Say, look, here's my number. What's yours? So I know who's texting me or I know who's calling me. Okay. And I would try to position your approach to where they're calling you if you can. It gives you authority. It gives you some power if they're calling you. And I like that. So Maggie says, survey says, I was scared for the longest time to call out to people, but my first call was to someone who reached out to me on Instagram about a previous service. I think it helped that it was a complete stranger. I survived. Even though there was a little word vomit and nerves, practice makes perfect. We run out of people to talk to, though. Okay, yeah, and that's you got to keep that pipeline full. So that's the purpose of putting out content. Constantly putting out good content, driving leads. So you don't run out of people to talk to. If you go through our boot camp, and Marlon will tell you that too. It's an advanced boot camp. Every one is an hour and a half. And it's some advanced stuff. I would believe. But if you do go through the boot camp, the Cloud 10 boot camp, you'll never run out of people to talk to. You can't. It's impossible. So, definitely it helps to realize it once you make that first phone call or make that phone call and realize that people are just human. That makes a huge difference. So, let's see here. Kim, I know you're out there. What's up? Talk to me, Kim. I know something's got to be on your mind. It may be a lot of different stuff, maybe one thing, but I want to hear from you because I want you to get something out tonight. Okay, real informal tonight. Like I said, I just give my time. The people that are not here, that knew we were going to be here, it's their fault for not hanging out. The question, because I'm just giving my time. I'm going to give my time, but I'm only going to give a certain amount of it in a certain area. Okay, so Tuesday nights, 9:30. I'll hang out for 30 minutes. Ask me whatever you want, and we can hopefully get you kind of on the right track. Because I want every single one of you to be crushing whatever you want to crush. Okay. All right. So, yeah, Kim, if you're out there, tell me something. Ask me something. I know there's something on your mind. Anybody? Anybody? Nothing? I'm gonna get disappointed. Guys, I do you know, this is 30 minutes. I will let you know. I mean, I'm not upset or anything, but like, I mean, this is 30 minutes of my time, you know. My son's still awake. I could be hanging out with him, you know. So just if you don't want me to do these hangouts, I won't do them. If you don't want to participate or ask questions or anything like that, it's cool. All right, here we go. What's the best campaign to post that gets a lot of interest? Okay, so this is a marketing question. So this is what I'm going to say, Kim, and this is what my mentors would say to me when I asked a question like this, is you got to test it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Okay, and let me not show you all my commissions. All right, so I'm going to share my screen because the answer to this question is you got to test it. In marketing, you got to test it because think about the variables that go into you posting something, okay? So the variables that go into you posting something are audience, time, you know, these things. So let's see, I go to my websites. I'm going to go to MLSP system campaigns. Okay, yeah, it did. Can you hear me, Kim? So there's a lot of campaigns here. There's, 22 of them, I believe. Okay. So what you need to do, and this is what I would do, is I would go through and I'm going to go through and consume this training. I'm going to put my own information into here. I'm going to go do the training myself. Okay. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do the training myself. And then I'm going to share it with people. So at the end of it, I should have 22 videos that I've made and 22 things that I could share. So if I go back through here and I say, oh, guess what? I had 16% conversion on this. Okay, 16%. So I know that after looking at this and analyzing it, that from all of these that I've posted and shared before, top tips or 10 tips to 50 leads per day looks to be a pretty solid one through these analytics, okay, through these numbers here, okay. I can look at, what's another one that I've shared a lot? Let's see. So this one, Twitter, get 4 million people to see your tweets. I shared this a lot. Apparently didn't get a lot of conversions. Okay, so that may not be one that I want to continue to share all the time. Is that making sense, Kim? Let me know if you can hear me too, guys. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Can you guys hear me? Okay, cool. So let me know if this is making sense because you don't want to I can't tell, like I could tell you to go out there and just share this Instagram thing, right? I've noticed that my audience my audience for me doesn't care about Instagram. I've noticed that. Okay, I shared this 432 times and 400 people clicked on it. 9 people entered their information. I've shared Instagram stuff in the past. No one clicks on it. Your audience may love Instagram. They may fiend for it. They may just be all about it, So you got to go out there. You got to test these. You got to go the extra mile and go through them yourself, consume the training yourself, right? And then you got to make a unique video, make a unique post saying, hey, I just went through this training on, how to stay out of Facebook jail. I had no idea there was even a Facebook jail. You can start a video that says, hey, did you know there was a Facebook jail? chances are there's some people out there that don't know there's Facebook jail. If you're in business, you should definitely know that there's Facebook jail, and it could really put a damper on how you market your business. Here's 3 tips on how to stay out of Facebook jail. If you want the entire document that I learned from, click this link. Boom, there's your link. Okay. It'll take you to the same thing that taught me what I just taught you. Check it out for yourself. Okay. 100 people go to it, 50 people put their information into it. You just got 50 leads. So to answer your question, what's the best campaign to post to get a lot of interest? You've got to go out there and you got to test it. Literally, if you dedicated a month to sharing this one day, sharing this one another day, sharing this,
get a lot of interest.
So you're sharing one a day, right? And then you may share some in different groups. You're testing out things in order to get what you want, in order to really get some numbers and like where you can go back and look at this and say, okay, I can look at these numbers and I can analyze these and see what works, see what doesn't work, see what groups you get interaction in, test one group at a time, right? These are things that as you're doing your marketing, you're posting these things in groups, getting leads, but start thinking like a marketer as much as you possibly can, because marketing is just testing. Okay, you got to test stuff, and you don't have any. And if you don't test it and track it, there's no way to improve it. Okay, so is this making sense? Does this help you, Kim? Does this help? But one thing is you've got to take the time too to like say, hey, I'm just going to take 30 minutes a day and go through one of these. I've gone through most of these. I was doing this thing where every day I was just going down the list, taking notes, and I was going to turn my notes into a video and then just share the link. Hey, this is where I learned this from. Check it out. So hope that helped. I hope you got some value out of that one. Think about it. If you go through this, you go through this, you go through this, you should have like 40 pages of notes. You should have 22 videos, and then you can just share your videos and you just click the link. There's your link. And just share the link. Just make sure that you don't share the same link that's congruent with the video. You can post these on YouTube and put the link at the bottom, and people get leads. I mean, there's so many ways. You just got to go out there and test it and actually do it. So I hope that helped. You can literally take an hour and binge through a few of these and make 2-3 videos, and you've got content for the week. But even changing up the video, changing up your questions. There's so many things that you can test in marketing, and you just got to learn to test. Yep. Anybody else got any questions? Anybody? Yep. My pleasure, Kim. My pleasure. Here to help. Okay. Do you have any other questions, Kim? On, just what's a good campaign to run? Or, I mean, anything about the system, honestly, or just your MLM, doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm here for about 30 minutes just to help you. Anybody that wants to help, I'll help them. I just try to give my time to this community as much as I possibly can, so you guys know I'm here, and you guys know I'm here to help and serve you guys. I try to give you as much value. I mean, trust me, the system itself is well worth more than $150 a month, but I want you to feel like you get overvalued. You get the bonus site. you get these hangouts. I want you to feel like you guys are overvalued, and I want everybody to feel that way because I feel like you get a lot of value too. So I just want to make sure you're aware of it. So I'll take one more question, or if you guys want it, 5 minutes. Yeah, take one more question. I'll shut it down for the night. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Okay. So it takes you a while to get through training. Okay. You seem to get overwhelmed. You've got to become the person that, see, you, all this is you got to think about the person you are going to become. Okay. So think about it. It's like there's a lot of training back here. You definitely don't want to get stuck in training mode. You got to get in training and action mode. So it's like I train every day. Okay, I train absolutely every day. I train on something every day in this system. Uh, Something is going from this system to my notebook to coming out of my mouth. But you got to become the person that trains every day and doesn't get overwhelmed as easily. Okay. So it's not about, oh, hey, how can I stop getting overwhelmed? It's about, hey, who can I become to not get as overwhelmed? Okay. It's about personal growth. And if it takes you, look at this. Okay. You got to become the person that becomes so solution oriented that it just becomes part of you. So here's the deal. If I got to go through the last training, which let's just look for a long one, 2 hours here. 2 hour training on sales or on a webinar sales magic version 2. Okay. See that? 2 hours. Most people would say, oh my God, how am I going to get through this 2 hour training? Okay. Me, the way I look at it is I'm going to divide that up. If I divide that up into Monday, I take 30 minutes. Tuesday, I take 30 minutes. Wednesday, 30 minutes. Thursday, 30 minutes. 30 minutes, that's it. 30 minutes a day, that's it. I would have actually consumed this entire webinar. Okay. It may have taken me 4 days, but where most people end up is they're in a place where, oh my God, this thing is 2 hours. How am I going to get through it? And then they never finish it. Okay. And if you never finish it, how can you go out and one, use it for your business, two, get the information so you can share with people or you can share it with your audience, share it with your group. Okay. You can't. So is it better to spread it out over 4 days or try to consume it all at once and never finish it? Right? Because it's not the fact that you're getting overwhelmed or the training is overwhelmed. It's probably the fact that you're stressing that you didn't finish it or you haven't come up with a way to actually be strategic on getting through the training that overwhelmed you because you feel like I got to do this and you're not doing it. Okay. That's where you get overwhelmed. Yeah. Spread it out. You don't have to eat an elephant all in one bite, but that's the key of becoming the person that comes up with that solution. That's the thing. It's like, who can I become to be better? Instead of always saying, okay, what's the answer? The answer is always within you. It's just about becoming that person that looks for the solution, that finds a way to divide up stuff and take it bite by bite. Okay. So if it's me, I'm better off, you know, not going through 4 webinars in a week, but going through the same webinar, 4 times that week. Just embracing it and like mastering it and getting through it. And then I'm done. And then I've consumed it. I ate it. I finished it. Now I can go out there and reproduce it and move on. Chances are I may even come back, do it again 1 week. You know, there's so much stuff in here. It doesn't mean you don't eat an elephant in one bite. You eat an elephant bite by bite. Break it down into little pieces and break it down into little bites. All right, my friends, it's 10 o'clock. I am out of here. If you do have questions, always ask the group. You can always ask the MLSP group. So as always, I'll take you guys to the MLSP group real quick. That way you can know if you're there. If you're not in the MLSP group, you definitely got to be. Just type in My Lead System Pro with no spaces. Okay, it's this community right here. 19,000 people. Okay, so make sure you're part of this group. Make sure that that you are. If you have questions, ask this group. You can always ask our chat, of course, but you can always ask the group too. And you can get plenty of help. There's always somebody there to help you out. Okay, so make sure that you're in the group. Make sure that you're involved and you're actually, just going through and getting, being a part, being a member, being involved. If you're involved, you're sure to get some results and do that stuff. So take it bite by bite. Again, I'll hang out here every Tuesday night, 9:30 to 10. Ask me anything, guys. I'm here to help you get results. Like I said, there's something going on in this place. You'll definitely get results if you stay here, plug in. And, I tell you this, Kim, I got overwhelmed too. It's part of the process. If you're not getting overwhelmed, you're not doing enough. That's the thing. So understand that it's part of the process. You just continue to become the person that doesn't get overwhelmed so easily, and you'll find some green grass and you'll find the progress that you want. All right, guys. All right, I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys later.